Hi everyone, and welcome to day 10 of my 30-day coding challenge, where I'll try to learn to code a website in 30 days. This is day 10. Can't believe we are already one third into our coding journey. Super proud of all the progress that I've been able to do so far. Today again was a day to go much deeper into JavaScript, which I was quite struggling with yesterday. So today it felt like things have started to improve a little, even though I don't think I made a huge progress in that course. I'm still only one third into the course. That means like I still have about 14 hours left to do, which probably gonna take 3 days at least at this pace. So yeah, let's go deeper into what I learned in JavaScript today and what's remaining. So today I went deeper into objects and functions, which I started yesterday, and I also learned about document object model (DOM). And then we did an exercise where we combined all the learnings we had from HTML and CSS and JavaScript so far to code a rock, paper, scissors game, which was quite cool. I'm going to share it in the screen how we did the exercise. Though I'm still struggling with the syntax, if I were to order my struggles in JavaScript, I would say the number one being is case sensitivity. So the JavaScript is a case sensitive language. That means like, I mean, if there's anything, if and if you are non if you have a non-technical background, I have a tendency to start first a sentence or a next line with a capital case, which hasn't been coming very handy in JavaScript, because here you have to start every line in a lowercase, and sometimes I start a line with uppercase, and then I'll try to execute the code and it doesn't happen, and then I'll just have to like look into the things like what could go wrong, and it's very hard for me to catch that mistake. And also in JavaScript, sometimes if you join two words together to name something. So you start with a small case and then you put a uppercase in between. So first name would be for small case and the second name would start with uppercase. That has becoming much of an issue for me whenever I'm trying to execute code, because sometimes I either forget to do the second name in uppercase, or I'll do both the names in lowercase, and then if I'm referencing that name somewhere in the code, which happens a lot when you're writing functions, which when you're writing object, then it becomes an issue, and it always gives me an error, and it's very difficult for me with my own eyes to find that error as well. So that's one thing I'm struggling with. The second thing I would say is the missing syntax. JavaScript is very sensitive to syntax. So if I forget a semicolon at the end of the line, or if I forget a curly bracket while I'm closing a function, then it's not going to execute. And for me, since I do not have a lot of background for writing software, it's very difficult for me to get hold of the error. Sometimes it takes me about 10-15 minutes for a silly syntax mistake to catch, and that's been eating into my time, where I've not been able to finish this course as I've been doing all the exercise that's been recommended in the course. Obviously I'm doing side by side, but yeah. And the other thing I would say, it's that like now you are working in three files. So you'd have a file for HTML, then you have a file for CSS, and you have a file for JavaScript. So if I'm making those files separately, then it becomes an issue for me to link those files, even though it's quite simple. But sometimes either I forget to save one file and then try to link it to another file, then the code will not work. I mean, it might be a very trivial issue for someone who has been like learning software for quite some time. But if you are a beginner, then all these small things can eat into your time, and very difficult to catch as well. So yeah, I struggled with one of the issue when I've been working with three files and I didn't save one file, and I was trying to execute the code in the second file and it was running. So I had to Google like what could be the problem, and like somewhere someone suggested in Reddit that this could be an issue as well. So I tried to fix that, and it got fixed. Well, for time investment, I would say I would have done about 4 to 5 hours today, and I've made quite a bit of progress in the course as well. Even though we covered only one additional topic, we just started on arrays and loops, so we just covered DOM and an exercise combining HTML and CSS and JavaScript together, but still felt quite productive because I felt like I'm getting comfortable with the syntax or the functions. I can also think ahead of like what could what the instructor is trying to do in their next step. So that's giving me some confidence. And apart from that, it's still challenging in terms of syntax, but I'm just saying, like, as I practice more, as I like do more exercises, it feels like it start to click into places. So tomorrow also I'll continue with the same course. The good thing is, like, whenever I encounter any HTML and CSS, it becomes sort of a piece of a cake for me right now. So I don't have any issue with that. It's just that I'll still need to get comfortable with JavaScript. So hopefully that will happen over the period of time for the next 2 3 days, as I'll keep practicing the exercises in here. That's my hope. Well, that's pretty much it from today. Also, like, I'm getting used to VS Code as well now. I'm getting used to the UI. I'm getting used to the navigation. Now I'm getting more comfortable with, like, exploring what are the capabilities it has, even though I have stopped the predictive text in it. But again, like, I'm just getting used to the UI basically and what other options I have in it. Well, thank you very much. I hope you found the review helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comment, and I would really appreciate if you could subscribe the channel. It would give me more motivation to like put out more content in future. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.